What section 2 is going to talk about now is finding that total purchase price. So yesterday, you were tasked with finding just how much the tax is, not how much the total bill was. Okay? So total purchase price, which starts on page 257. It says most stores give you a sales receipt as proof of purchase. The sales receipt may be a handwritten sales slip or a cash register tape. Or cash register tape. The receipt shows the selling price of each item or service you purchased, the total selling price of all items purchased, any sales tax, and the total purchase amount. Note that the tax is computed using the combined state, county, and city tax rates. Okay, so I actually have, I don't even know why I have this, but I still have a receipt in my wallet that when I was in Fargo for a wedding last month, here's a receipt for coffee. Why did I keep it? I have no clue. But there's a receipt for coffee that morning. I bought 2 of them, one for $4.25 and one for $4.55. So it gives me a subtotal, which means the beginning part. So that was $8.80. And then they calculated tax. Now I was in Moorhead, so I don't know what their tax rate is. And it said the tax was 61 cents. And then the total amount due, they just added them together. This is what you're going to do. Yesterday you would have found the 61 cents, and that's all you had to do. Today we're going to take it one step further and tell me what the final total would be. How much do you have to pay? Okay? So, sales tax, again, and I gave this to you yesterday, says you take the total selling price and you multiply it by the sales tax rate. And then to get the total price, or total purchase, now what we mean by total purchase price is, if they tell me that my total bill was $9.41 for this, I better have at least $9.41, right? Maybe I gave them a $10 bill, maybe I gave them a $20 and they have to make change for me. Subway guys, you know how to do that, right? Or at least the computer tells you how much you're supposed to give them in change. You might not know, but the computer does. Okay? But I need to at least pay that much. Or I hand them my debit card or credit card and it swipes it and away it goes. But the total purchase price is equal to the total selling price plus the sales tax. Now, where you work, and I know where some of you guys work. I know Colin, for instance, used to work at Marketplace. Do you ever work the register? Yeah. Okay. So when you do that, it's all automated. Everything comes up. Have the registers ever gone down where you work?
Yeah, a few of them have.
A few of them have. And then what do? Open another lane?
Yeah.
But what if they all went down?
We have to do it manually.
You have to do it manually, just like we're going to do here. Right? Same thing at Subway. If the machine went down, and is yours automated? Is it a touch screen?
Yeah.
It's not the old-fashioned one anymore? Okay. So at least with that part, but if it goes down, you got to be able to figure out that stuff manually, right? Okay. So if you look on page 258, number 1 says, Wesley Novak bought 2 two-way radios for $59.99 each, 2 surge protectors at $19.99 each, a wireless printer router for $79.98, and 3 colored ink cartridges at $34.99 each. What's the total purchase price if he lives in West Virginia, where the state sales tax rate is 6%? So the first thing we need to figure out is, how much money did he buy? Now here's part of the problem. When I read that, did you hear that we bought 2 two-way radios? Or just one? We bought two. So at $59.99 each, how do you want me to do this? Do you want me to do 2 times $59.99 or write $59.99 twice?
2 times.
Okay. 2 times $59.99. And by the way, I know at Marketplace, if I buy multiple things like that, they will just they won't ring it up individually necessarily. Sometimes they'll say times 2 of it. Like if it's Diet Coke or something like that, they will say how many they had instead of actually ringing it individually. Sometimes. Most of the time I think it does it individually.
I do that a lot.
Okay. 2 surge protectors. 2 surge protectors at $19.99 each. A wireless printer router for $79.98. How many of those did he buy? Just 1, right? And 3 colored ink cartridges at $34.99 a piece. Are those the only things that Wes bought? I think so. But I need to know some numbers from you. What's 2 times $59.99? 119.98. What's 2 times $19.99?
39.98.
39.98. The $79.98 was only one of them, right? So that one didn't have to be multiplied. And what's $34.99 times 3?
104.97.
104.97. So after we've multiplied all those, the alternative is to this, you guys. I could have listed out $59.99 twice. I could have listed out $19.99 twice, the $79.98 once, and the $34.99 3 times, and then added all those numbers together. That would have been the alternative. Okay? So what's the total so far, or the subtotal? What's 119.98 plus 34.98 plus 79.98 plus 104.97? Say it again, Sloan. 344.91. Anybody else get that? Yeah? Okay, good. So after you've added all those together, that's what they call a subtotal. Meaning that's how much you bought in goods. Okay, that is your selling price. Now it said that Wes was in West Virginia, which had a 6% sales tax, right? So what I need you guys to do is multiply that number by 6%. Remember, when you have 6% as a workable decimal, you need to move it 2 spaces over. So that's 0.06. What is $344.91 times 0.06? $20.69. That is the tax. Okay? So then to get the total due, the total amount that you would have to pay to, let's say it's Best Buy. Because that sounds like to me that's a place where you'd probably go to buy a wireless router, ink cartridges, all that other stuff. Don't go there? Well, I know, do you work there, Matt? Yeah, well, you would buy stuff like that there, right? Or Office Max or Staples, whatever, okay? Then in order to get how much total I would have to pay, or the total amount that I need to pay, I would add the $344.91 plus that $20.69. And what's the final bill total? How much? 365. And how many cents? 60. Okay? So, let's say you live in a state that doesn't have any sales tax on stuff like this. Do you see where you could save money? Okay? Here in Minot, just so that you guys know this, when I worked at Sears, when I used to do this, when I'd have people from Montana come in, all they had to do was show me a driver's license in Montana, and we would offer or accept their Montana citizenship, and they wouldn't have to pay tax on stuff. Some of their bills were in the thousands of dollars when you buy new tires and stuff goes wrong when they put them in there. So therefore, would that save quite a bit of money? Think of your $345 bill here. You would save $20 on that. What if it would have been a couple thousand? You could save quite a bit of money on having no tax. Okay? That's number one. On 3, if you skip down to number 3, it says that you're buying a laptop. And it's $949.99. The state tax rate is 4%. The city tax rate is 0%. Column A says, what's the total percent? So if your state was 4% and your city was 0, what's 4 plus 0? 4. Okay? It was 4%. That's part A. Part B, what you have to do is you have to take that percentage and multiply it by your purchase. So what is $949.99 times 0.04? Was it 996? 3 nines? Okay, so here's, all right, so 999. What you do for this, you guys, is you need to round to the nearest penny. So for this particular thing, if we go back to this part here, what would that do to that 9? Would it bump it up, or would it drop, or would it leave it as 99? It bumps it up 1 penny. Well, if you have 99 pennies and add 1 penny to it, what do you get? $1. So then you would add 1 to the 37, which would make 38. You have $38 worth of tax. That was part B. Then part C is, what's the total price? Which means I take the $38 you just found and add to it the cost of the laptop, which was $949.99. And what's my total? I got $987.99. Is that what you guys got? That's how you fill in the chart. From 3 through 8, that's how every problem like that is going to be done. Then, when you look over on the next page, now on 9 through 13, they do not give it to you in the format of a chart. But if you look at the directions, it says, find the total selling price, find the sales tax, find the total price. A, B, and C. The difference between 9 through 13 and 3 through 8, 3 through 8 is giving it to you in a nice chart format. 9 through 13, you have to read the question first. So number 9 says, Goldie Esparza buys 4 lanterns at $14.95 each, 2 piñatas at $19.95 each, and 2 strings of white lights for $19.99 each. the sales tax rate is 4%. This is just like the first problem we did. Okay? Or, Mr. Woodbeck buys 2 coffees, one at $4.25 and one at $4.55. The tax rate in Moorhead, Minnesota is this much. How much is his total price? Same concept. Okay? What do you guys think? Are you guys okay? Yeah? So starting on page 258 and going to 259, number 1, even though we did it in class, I'll give it to you. And let's just go 3 through, which time we got? 13, Francis?